want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hey everybody, we're back with another video review here at JoBlo, and this time we're taking a look at the much anticipated prequel to Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves. So in this one, as zombies wreak havoc in Nevada, in Germany, Ludwig Dieter, played once again by Matthias Schweighöfer, works as a bank clerk, posting obnoxious YouTube videos about his safe-cracking prowess, when a mysterious woman, played by Game of Thrones vet Nathalie Emmanuel, contacts him with an offer to put his skills to the test in a series of heists. Dieter finds himself part of an unlikely group of thieves. But is there really honor among thieves? So, Army of Thieves is actually a pretty nifty prequel to Army of the Dead in that it does something utterly unique. It operates in a totally different genre space from its predecessor. While that movie was definitely a horror action flick, this is much more of a traditional heist movie, and a pretty solid one at that. Written by Army of the Dead's Shay Hatten, producer Zack Snyder actually took a pretty big gamble with this movie by betting that audiences would want to see more of Ludwig Dieter, and it turns out he is an unlikely and hugely likable hero. Matthias Schweighöfer not only gets to play the lead here, but he also directs, although it's noteworthy that he's had a long history as a director in his native Germany. And he's made a pretty slick, often funny heist flick which slyly mocks the conventions of the genre while still indulging in them. You get to learn a lot more about Ludwig Dieter here, with the fact, of course, that that's actually not his real name at all. It fills you in on his background and why he's so keen to join Dave Bautista's crew in Army of the Dead, as he already has a long history with the legendary safe that he's being hired to crack. We learn here that it's one of a series of safes that have been on his radar his whole life and have long been an obsession of his. As in the last film, Dieter is an unconventional hero, unapologetically wimpy. He's also very likable and quite easy to root for. He's ably supported by Nathalie Emmanuel as the mysterious Gwendolyn, who runs the titular Army of Thieves, which include Ruby O'Fee's Karina, who's the hacker, Guz Khan's Rolf, the driver, and Stuart Martin's Brad Cage, the muscle. He calls himself Brad Cage because he fancies himself a mixture of Brad Pitt and Nicolas Cage. Thank you for watching JoBlo videos. If you enjoy our shows, please subscribe to our channel right now, like this video, and click on the bell so you'll be notified each time a new video goes up. Now, back to the show. Emmanuel gets to be center stage for a large part of the movie here, and dominates the action film heroics with her showing off some badass fighting moves as she disables guards and mixes it up with the police. Of the crew, Martin's Cage is Dieter's romantic rival for the affections of Gwendolyn, who seems unusually charmed by this geeky safecracker. Netflix has clearly put a pretty penny into this prequel, with it pretty slick and polished. This was no burn-off. It's a major film with its own distinct style, with Schweighöfer and DP Bernhard Jasper opting to shoot it in a 2:20:1 aspect ratio, as opposed to Snyder's flat 178:1 style in the original. One thing worth noting, there's very few zombies here. While the zombie outbreak is still going on, at this point Europe has been largely untouched, even if people are still freaking out about the fact that the dead seem to be rising. Dieter's shown to have a recurring zombie nightmare that foreshadows his ultimate fate in Army of the Dead, with some fun callouts to that film too, and a couple of nifty cameos. What's interesting here is that I really have a feeling that a lot of people may actually prefer this to its predecessor, as it's a lot more focused. It runs just a hair over 2 hours, and it tells a contained story. Army of the Dead, while very entertaining, had some huge leaps in narrative logic, but Thieves, for lack of a better word, is somewhat more believable in some ways. It also has a better score for my money by Hans Zimmer and Steve Mazzaro, which pays homage to Dieter's German origins, with him having a main theme that sounds a bit like a Germanic march. There's also loads of Wagner worked into the score, which is appropriate, as Zimmer integrates the operas into the various safes they're named after as Dieter cracks them. Overall, I really had a blast with Army of Thieves. While it definitely doesn't have any zombie action to speak of, it's nonetheless a jaunty, energetic movie that I think is going to win a lot of fans once it hits Netflix later this week. Heck, even if you hated Army of the Dead, you might actually like this one, because really, besides Dieter, it's not similar at all. I give this a strong 8 on 10. I was entertained from start to finish.
Ready, set, and crack!
Ludwig Dieter, safecracker extraordinaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner!
We've been watching you. I belong to a crew that executes international bank heists, and we want to recruit you.
Why me? I am no criminal.
The world's distracted. This window of opportunity isn't just our only chance, it's yours.
My only chance for what?
A life less ordinary. I'd like you to meet the team. Karina, our master hacker. Rolf, our getaway driver. And last but not least, our very own real-life action hero, Mr. Brad Cage.
So, is it like in a movie film where each one of us has a different skill set and it's only working together that we can pull off that which needs the pulling off?
Yes, it's exactly like that.
We've assembled from various sources the locations of the 3 safes. The Rheingold, the Valkyrie, the Siegfried. All of them are under the ownership of infamous billionaire Balai Tanaka.
Any questions?
No.
Yes, many. Hundreds.
I did it!
Nobody touched him.
Thank you very much.
Go, go, go!
Let's move!
This is about becoming legends. What are you doing?
I'm warming up my instruments. What? This is the whole international heisting crew? It's 4 people?
5 now, isn't it? The size of our crew is precisely why we don't get caught.
So, is it like in a movie film where each one of us has a different skill set and it's only working together that we can pull off that which needs the pulling off?
Yes, it's exactly like that. Everyone meets Sebastian, unpronounceable last name, safecracker extraordinaire. Has a lifetime of theoretical expertise, but he has never applied his skills in real life. Until now, that is.
It's so nice to be meeting you and joining the team. Woo! What was that?
What?
Your karate to man. You did not say that was part of the plan?
It wasn't. I improvised. Always be prepared.
Always be prepared.
How's it looking, Karina?
As good as can be expected.
Excuse me, a question. This sounds less good than super great.
Hey. All right, this isn't a credit union anymore. This is the real deal.
The real deal?
They have a million extremely complex security protocols in place to detect exactly what we're trying to do here.
Literally a million?
Yeah, literally a million.
I've been reconning their systems for months to test their capabilities. I can only be in their system for 16 seconds at a time without them detecting me.
Okay, not to be all Johnny new guy,
Not an expression.
but this sounds much riskier than Paris. Are we sure it will work?
It will theoretically work, yes.
Theoretically?
Theoretically, according to theory rather than experience or practical application. Realistically, I give you about a 5% chance of survival, so good luck.
Not helping.